Today we're going to look into a little problem that I didn't realize was happening with LMGs. I'm actually one of the advocates that thinks that the LMG is a great weapon in Battlefield 4. There are a lot of threads that say that the LMGs are in fact broken, and I noticed one thing that seems to be a very consistent theme with these LMG users, and that is that they're talking about using it while prone and with a bipod. So today we're going to use the LSAT, which is my favorite super accurate, low recoil, low spread LMG. We got it equipped with the Cobra sight, green laser sight, flash hider so you can see the laser sight, and I've topped on a bipod, which is not my normal setup for LMGs. Usually I use a potato or stubby grip for that extra tight spread. But we'll take a look at the bipod problem here. So I'm going to deploy into the test range, and I'm going to run up to a wall so that we have some consistency. Drop it back here just so I can reload. So here's the problem. So this is me standing, and I'm going to single shot, then burst, and then full auto. And you'll actually see this is without pull down compensation, so you'll see what happens. Single shot, you can see that it stays right on target with the green laser sight right in the dead center of the Cobra sight. You can see everything's right in the middle, lining up just perfectly. This is burst. You can see it creates kind of this pattern that looks kind of like the state of Texas or Ohio. Maybe a little bit of a V just because of that horizontal recoil. This is at full auto. Now pay attention to where the tracers are going. You can actually see the tracers in the air perfectly there. You can see that it follows the sights and how the sight moves. You can see that the Cobra sight is swaying back and forth, left and right, in this zigzag pattern, which is basically how it's supposed to. It's nice and even. Runs again like this. Just follow the tracers. You can see that the bullets are going exactly where the Cobra sight is telling it to go. So that's it, standing. No compensation. Move over slightly to the left, and then I'm going to do some compensation here now. So this is with some pull down. Single shot, of course, don't need to pull down. Here's the burst, pulling down. You see bullets heading to the same place, same deal. And this is full auto mag dump, pulling down. You can see a significant amount of horizontal recoil there with the full auto, and you can see the spread increasing. But the thing that you'll definitely notice is that the tracers, and especially like the bullet marker here, they follow where the Cobra sight is going. Now I'll show you the bipod is quite awesome because it does indeed help you aim. Let me do this first without the bipod. Single shot, burst, and then full auto. This is all with pull down. You can see with the mag dump that everything's just going everywhere. It's kind of spraying as you would expect it to. You can see the bullets hitting outside here. It matches basically how the Cobra sight is bouncing to the left to the right. And finally, set up for the bipod use. I'll activate the bipod, which I've got mapped to my Z button. You can see performance is quite good with the bipod. I'm not pulling down in any way, shape, or form. You can see that there's no vertical recoil. Here's the full auto. So there's just a little bit of north travel. But the one big thing that you'll notice is that with the full mag dump with the bipod down, the scope itself is still swaying left to right like this. It's still swaying quite a bit. But the bullets themselves, and you can see that they'll follow the tracers, like I said earlier in the example here on the far right. Follow the tracers, and you'll see that the bullets themselves travel right through this hole that's been made, and they don't actually follow where the Cobra sight is swaying left and right. Here's a full mag dump. So the problem with this is that if you're a normal player and you're tracking a target, when you're prone and with the bipod down, your sight's not actually telling you where your gun is shooting, and that's a big problem. That's something I didn't notice because, like I said before at the beginning, I'm not normally a bipod user. I usually use a stubby grip or the potato grip, and so there is indeed an issue with the LMGs, and I totally agree with a lot of my fellow forums users that the bipod needs a fix, because it's not accurate, it's not doing, it's not showing you what the game is actually doing, so it's not translating correctly into what you should be getting.